Hello, I'm Dr. Pete Andersen, and I am the swim video coach. Frequently I get questions from people like yourself that email me and say, well, Dr. Pete, how do I teach my kid how to hold their breath? I mean, yeah, I understand putting them in the bathtub and getting them started, at home without a pool and all that kind of thing. But how do I get my 12-month-old to learn that he has to hold his breath when he puts his face in the water? Well, here's a quick tip for you, okay? Now, trust me, I've been doing this for a long time. I have triplet boys that I taught how to swim when they were a year and a half because I was coaching All-Americans at the time. I didn't have time to make sure that, so I had to make sure they were water babies. So after they learned how to swim at a year and a half, they were going off a 3-meter board at 2.5. So don't think that kids aren't capable of doing these things, but you have to do them in very logical steps in a sequence. And that's what I'm here to really show you. And I've got a lot of things. In fact, if you hang on here for a little bit, I'll show you how I can give you 2 free gifts a little bit later here. So here's what I'm going to say. You put your infant, like a 12-month-old, maybe 9-month-old, starting as little as 3 months old, where you're going to pour water on their head. But here's the one I want to talk about. Starting at about 6, 7, 8 months old, you want to stretch them out on top of the water. Well, actually going to be lying down on the bathtub. It's not going to put that much water in. You're going to have about maybe 2 or 3 inches in it, so that they can put their head down between their arms and put the face down and hold their breath. Now, you're going to ask them to keep their mouth open. I know that sounds contrary to what you're thinking or what you were told, but you make a better airlock with the nose. And even little children, as 12 months, will have little hairs in the nose that can be tickled, and it gives them an uncomfortable feeling when the water goes up in their nose a little bit. It's a natural reaction to get their head up when that happens. You want the reverse to be conditioned. You want them to put their head down, because when the head goes down, the hips come up and they can float and eventually learn how to do that. But right now, your key concept is to teach them how to hold their breath for 5 seconds. So I'm going to show you a little tip that I use. And I used it with my children. It works effectively, really well. And then when you take them to the shallow end of a pool, you do the same thing. Now, I mean shallow end for their waist deep, not yours, theirs, okay? I want to make that very clear. All right, so here's what you do. Okay, Tommy, can you hold your breath now? Like this, watch mommy. Okay, and show them with your mouth open. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See? You can do that. Let me see. Show me. Show me above the water, Tommy. So Tommy does the same thing with his mouth open. Now keep your mouth open. Keep your mouth open. Okay, now let me count. Let mommy count. Okay, take a breath. Hold it now. 1, 2, and then you count. Okay, now the first time you count faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Now they do it in the water. You count faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good. You did that. Give them some praise. And trust me, they're not going to suck in water and choke and sputter. Now, obviously, you don't soap up the tub. So then the second time, guess what you're going to do? You're going to count to 5. Hey, let's do that again. Count to 5 again. Only this time, you don't count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You count. Okay, do it again. Okay, let's do it, Tommy. Listen to my count. 1, 2, 3. You notice how I counted much slower? You string it out. Okay, well, let's see if you can do 10 seconds. All right, now you try for 10 seconds. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. So you get the idea. Ultimately, when you get your child to, they can hold their breath in the water, face down. I don't care if the arms are totally stretched out or just like this, but hold their breath without inhaling up their nose by keeping their mouth open. You're on your way to teaching them how to float. And then, of course, there's some other tips I can tell you. But come to my website, and I'll offer a lot more free things for you. Now, here's what I want to do. Come to my website, swimvideocoach.com. I have 2 free gifts for you. One is, it's 20 pages, it's an ebook, but it's teach yourself or your kids how to swim at home without a pool. I know it sounds crazy, but come on, if you played catch in the backyard, it's similar to that. Then you transfer the same identical skills to the event, like in this case, it would be the shallow end of a pool. And then I'm also going to give you an article I wrote for 4 pages on tips to prevent drowning. You really need to have that too. So again, I'm Dr. Pete. I am the swim video coach. You'll be speaking directly with me. Come to my website, get a lot more free tips at swimvideocoach.com. I'll see you there.